Welcome back, wonderful souls. It's so great to have you back. This is the True Self Talk podcast, and I am your host, Dr. Starr. I am so excited to have you here today as we dive into some fascinating topics. So grab your favorite cozy spot, a cup of tea or coffee, and let's embark on this journey together. All right, let's kick things off with a little exploration into the world of internal family systems, or as we affectionately call it, IFS. If you're new to this concept, don't worry. I'm going to make it very simple for you to understand. So, what exactly is IFS? Well, think of it as a model for understanding and working with the various parts of ourselves. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about the different aspects that make up who we are. Those little voices in our heads, that's where IFS comes into play. In IFS, we've got our managers who like to keep things organized and in control. Then there are our firefighters who show up when things get a little too intense and try to distract or numb us from many difficult emotions. Then we have our exiles who hold on to past hurts and traumas, and those are often tucked away deep within us. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Each of these parts isn't just some abstract concept. They are deeply intertwined with our sense of identity. You see, our identity isn't just a fixed, unchanging thing. It's fluid and dynamic. It's shaped by the interplay of these different parts. For example, let's say you have a part of you that's always striving for perfectionism, just like the one I used to have before making this podcast. Always pushing you to do more and be better. That's your manager at work, shaping your identity as someone who's driven and ambitious. In my own personal growth, I really had to do some work with my managers, and now I can say that I have a better relationship with them. And how about this one? Imagine you're having a rough day at work. Maybe you've got a big presentation coming up and the pressure is on. Suddenly, you find yourself reaching for that bag of chips in the break room, or perhaps you're mindlessly scrolling through social media instead of working on your task. That's your firefighter part in action. It's taking over to basically rescue you from the stress and discomfort by offering up these distractions. But here's the thing. While these behaviors might provide temporary relief, they don't address the underlying issue. Now, let's switch gears and talk about exiles. Picture this. You're out with friends having a great time when suddenly someone brings up a topic that reminds you of a painful breakup you went through years ago. You feel this wave of sadness and discomfort wash over you. But you quickly put it aside and put on a smile for your friends. That's your exile part at work. It's holding on to those unresolved emotions from the past. It tucks the deep pain away for you. And even though you've tried to move on, those feelings still come so strongly and take so much space within your internal system. These are just a couple of examples, but managers, firefighters, and exiles can manifest in countless ways, depending on your unique experiences and internal dynamics. The key is to recognize when these parts are active and to approach them with compassion and curiosity. After all, understanding ourselves is the first step towards true healing and transformation. What happens when the part becomes too dominant? And in the past, there were parts of me, manager parts, that were way too dominant and they occupied a lot of space. That's when it starts to kind of like overshadow other aspects of who you are as a person and your identity. So that's where the magic of IFS comes in, and helping you understand and rebalance those internal dynamics and relationships that you have with each of your parts. Now, you might be wondering, what's the deal with all of these parts? Well, the goal of IFS therapy is to help these parts communicate and work together in a very harmonious, more balanced way. It's all about healing and finding balance within our own internal system. So, as we journey through this podcast, keep an open mind and get ready to explore the wonderful complexity of our inner world. Because here at the True Self-Talk podcast, we believe that understanding ourselves is the first step towards true healing and transformation. And remember, you don't have to be in therapy to benefit from exploring IFS. It's a tool that anyone can use to get to know themselves on a deeper level, to cultivate compassion and curiosity towards all of the different parts that make up who we are. So why not give it a try? You might just discover something incredible about yourself along the way. Alright folks, I hope that conversation was helpful in understanding the internal family system, not only as a therapy modality, but also as a tool. This is a wrap to our conversation, and we got plenty more juicy topics coming your way. So stay tuned and keep listening to the True Self-Talk podcast. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. This is your host, Dr. Starr.